Well, hello. Thank you so much for joining the Theologetics YouTube channel where we try to connect the head in and the heart in the pursuit of God. My name is Jacob, and I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend talking and thinking about God and the things that make up the Bible. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button below. If you get through this video and you're like, hey, I really like this, drop the like button and check out the link in the bio, in the description, to get to this Substack, which is where we take some of the more academic pieces, the more head stuff, so that we can apply that to our faith in our everyday. What goes on that Substack is a collection of my academic research and the writings that have come from that research. So I hope that that serves as a resource for you as you grow in your faith. I just wanted to take a little bit of time and unpack an idea that I came across while reading in Exodus 4 and 5. And it's kind of a sequential idea where Moses, he's still talking to the Lord, where he's standing on holy ground, shoes off, burning bush that is not being consumed. And there's a series of back and forth between Moses and the Lord. And at one point, when Moses says in 4:10, I'm not eloquent either in the past or since you have spoken to me specifically in these moments. I'm slow of speech and of tongue. And this is the big first part of the sequence that I want to highlight. Verse 11 says, Then the Lord said to him, Who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? So Moses is trying to give as many excuses as he possibly can for following God. He is talking about his speech impediment. He's talking about how he just is not a great talker. And the Lord finally is like, hey, I've had it. Do you not know who I am? He even says a little bit earlier, specifically in reference to what Moses needs to say to Pharaoh, I'm the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, the three main patriarchs in the story of Israel, which is now the people that Moses will be leading. So we have this moment where God clearly declares, I've got this under control. I am the one who, as we see, hardens and softens hearts. I'm the one who gives you breath in your lungs. I'm the one who allows you to move your mouth. So with this in mind, we keep moving forward in the story. What comes next is Moses goes to Egypt, meets up with his brother, Aaron. They concoct a plan, more or less, for lack of a better word there, and they go before Pharaoh. They say, hey, let my people go. Just like we see in the movie The Prince of Egypt. Wonderful piece of cinema. We also hear it in that old song, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh, baby, let my people go. So we know that this is part of the story. It's the key part of the story because as a result of Moses requesting, Pharaoh, let my people go, that's what the majority of the book of Exodus is about. The first time Moses and Aaron go to Pharaoh, it doesn't work out super well. Pharaoh imposes more work on the Israelites, making their lives harder. But in the course of that, also showing the Israelites that they need this deliverance. It's really funny and really awesome how God works. Now we get to the supposed aftermath, or what I would call the aftermath of the conversation that Moses and Aaron have with Pharaoh. They're not given, the Israelites are not given straw for their bricks. Makes it really hard to make bricks for the tasks that they're performing. That's a binder. The straw is what keeps things together, very similar to like rebar in a concrete bridge. Helps it from collapsing in on itself. So the foremen, the Israelite foremen who were put over their kinsmen, they're coming to Moses and Aaron and saying, what gives, essentially. And in this moment, you see Moses's fear. 5:22 says, Then Moses turned to the Lord and said, O Lord, why have you done evil to this people? Why did you ever send me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has done evil to this people, and you have not delivered your people at all. So we see first, in the sequence of events, the Lord declaring who he is. He says, am I not the one who made man's mouth? In essence, am I not the one who takes care of all things? And then we see a moment of weakness in Moses' life that we can very easily relate to. Moses questions the Lord, saying, hey God, you said this? Your word came to me in this moment? What's happening? I thought you said you were going to deliver these people. And that's usually the question that we end up asking when things don't really go, I'm going to say this loosely, according to plan. We know that as believers, we trust that God has made the plan, that he is the one who orders our steps, but sometimes it's really hard to see the next step in front of us. It's really difficult to see what God has said, especially through scripture, come to pass when we're in the middle, in that valley place. So if you're here sitting, listening to the words that I'm saying, and you find yourself resonating deeply with Moses, why did you ever send me? Why did you ever tell me to do this? Why did you put me in this place, God? I want to give you one piece of assurance. Hey, you're not alone. I feel that myself. You are one of many people who feel the frustration, the almost despair that may come with your current situation. So I want you to take a deep breath. It's okay. You're not alone. And even more importantly, God hasn't given up on you. God hasn't given up on your situation either. It just so happens that our God has a way that we may not understand, but a way that is way better than anything we could ever plan. So whatever your 5-year timeline might be, or your 6-month timeline in some circumstances, what will happen in that time will be what the Lord wants. All he's asking you to do is follow him, grow closer to him through prayer, through reading his word, through practicing spiritual disciplines that really smarter people than I, like Dallas Willard and Donald Whitney, have written extensively about, and what guys like John Mark Comer have modernized in the Practicing the Way conversation. It's okay to be where you are, and it's okay at this point to say, God, I trust in you despite not understanding what is going on around me. So I just encourage you today, take some time to read the promises of Scripture. Read the promises that Jesus declares and fulfills in the Gospels. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He has sent his Son to bridge the gap, to bring you back from death to life and repair the relationship that once was broken. The promises that God has set forth in Scripture, the things that he has said in his word, will come to pass. It will not pass away. It will not fall away. It will happen, but maybe not like we expect. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I really hope that this spoke to you. It hit me really hard when I was reading through this before sitting down and talking to you. And I hope that as you pursue after God and you learn more about him, that it encourages you and pushes you to do something about it. If you enjoyed listening to this content, I would highly ask that you would, as mentioned before, subscribe to the channel, head to the Substack link in the description, and click subscribe to that Substack. All you need is your email. It is completely free to get weekly academic pieces of my research to your email. And if you are so inclined to support financially what is going on with Theologetics, to continue making these videos, to continue writing as you see in the Substack, then you can become a paid subscriber. You can find out more information on that Substack link. One of the benefits of being a paid subscriber is instead of getting bite-sized pieces every single week, in addition to that, you will have access to the full papers that I have written, the full pieces of research that I have done in one single place, along with some other really cool resources coming soon. So I hope this blessed you. I hope that you live out the things that we have talked about as you take the head and the heart, the knowledge there, combine them together in your pursuit of God.